Hi there, it's Moira McDonald. Welcome back to Let's Layer. I want to start by asking you, when you watch YouTube videos, what is it you watch for? I'm assuming it is inspiration, but over and above saying it's as simple as inspiration, I think it quite often boils down to the fact that we just really like to see attractive things, and that's fair enough. We all like to see pretty. You don't like to see anything that's horrible, and I don't mean just like, you don't want to watch grim despair and war or pestilence or whatever. You do actually want to watch something that uplifts you. That being the case, apply that to thinking what it is about particular projects you enjoy. This is intended today to be looking at collage in terms of mostly paper products, like your washi tapes, cardstock, photographs, stickers, things like that, to make tags to show you how I tackle things, and hopefully get you thinking beyond just the I want to put things together and how come mine doesn't look like yours and all this kind of thing, because an awful lot of folks seem to get really wound up and think that their work doesn't look like somebody else's work. You don't necessarily want your work to look like somebody else's work. You want your work to be individual. Obviously you want to find it attractive, and to find it attractive you need to think about what it is you found attractive in whatever it is that's inspiring you. Actually, I did a couple of things recently that I'm just going to show you. Yesterday I was sitting and decided I would make a wee envelope. So I quite literally did make a wee envelope. This is made from just a wee bit of paper I had on my desk. When I finished it, I decorated it with washi tape. So it's basically the background itself is all washi. And then above and beyond that, there's a different washi up there and washi again here. What I did beyond that was I had some stickers they were vellum stickers that I got from, I think it's AliExpress. And to use the stickers, because they were vellum, when you stick vellum down, obviously you see whatever's behind it. So it means that if I was just sticking this straight onto the washi, I would still be seeing a bit of the washi behind it, and that would be fair enough, but it wasn't necessarily the look I was going for. So what I did was I stuck my wee stickers to a bit of cardstock and then just cut around them, kind of like getting a wee die cut piece of ephemera, and I used that on top of the washi. The stamps are actually a washi tape that again I stuck to a bit of card, used like wee stamp finish scissors. Let's see if I can find them. Just a wee pair of plastic kid scissors that give you a wee kind of wavy line, so they make it look like a wee postage stamp. So that was just washi that I cut out when I put it on a bit of card. This is another piece of washi. It was just a flower. I didn't bother sticking that on any kind of card, I just stuck it down straight to the envelope. And I got some nice lace recently. So I used that. It came in a couple of colours. I've got a paler one, and that's the one I cut that from. So that was that envelope. That's the thinking that kind of went behind that. I'd wanted to put stamps on it, but the problem is, although I had stamps, when I bought the stamps, I bought just a big bag of stamps, and you get hundreds of stamps for places that you wouldn't necessarily think of in terms of vintage. You'll get stamps from Uganda. Not got anything against Uganda, but when I'm looking for vintage, I'm looking for either old American, old Australian, old Canadian, old European. I'm not looking for Uganda, Vietnam, or any, even I like even things like Chinese stamps, maybe some Russian ones if you could find any Russian ones that were really quite old. But the problem is, the likes some countries as the years pass, I mean, I think every country does it to some extent. As the years pass, they start to commemorate things with stamps, and the commemorative ones don't blend in with the vision that I had for this particular envelope. So my only other alternative was, why not use that washi and cut them out? So that's what I did. So that's how that one was made, or the thinking behind it. I made a couple of cards. I'll just show you these quickly. Same sort of idea, piece of washi in the middle, and these are washi as well. I tore the washi down the sides and stuck them down in the card, then stuck the middle down, and then did a bit of stamping on top of the washi here and stuck down some ephemera images, and that is actually a Belgian stamp. I went round them with distress crayons in this particular instance, and used distress ink round the photo images. I was really quite pleased with the way that came out. Likewise, this one, a couple of wee kind of tickets I got that were vellum tickets, stuck them on card and just cut round them. And again, just a variety of washes. I did add a wee bit of gesso to the washi before I stuck the images down, but not a phenomenal amount. But it all just adds to the interest of the tag. That's another one, but that's in a different kind of, the way I've worked that's different. It's literally a painted image at the back of that. So let's get into what we really want to see. We want to see the making of a tag. So I have an assortment of stuff here that I'm not going to use it all, but it's to give me choices in terms of what I want to use. I've got one of these sheets with some Tim Holtz wee sayings, a couple of bits of literally paper from a wee paper pad. My card for my tags is coloured card I've got. It's a picked lilac and pink because they're quite nice. Got 3 wee bits of ephemera. I do have some lace. I might not use that. To be honest, I would quite like to try and do this just purely on card or paper. Book pages, I know everybody wants to use up the book pages, but I think something that's really important when you're looking at book pages is the text or the font, because again it all goes towards adding interest to your book. So this is my kind of Gothic German book that I use. I have a book that is, it was from the early 1900s. It's actually an Ordnance Survey book from Scotland. So we've got a wee bit of numeric text here, and the text itself is very small if you look at it in terms of the size in relation to even the German text. This is quite small, so again it adds another degree of interest. Here's your average run-of-the-mill text. This is actually from a book from 1961, a Reader's Digest, and I've also got some music, just to add a wee bit of music text. These are some stamps that I've cut out, and I'm going to have to fix this because it's really annoying me. It's a piece of washi tape, and it's obviously not very sticky bit of washi tape, so when it's stuck to the card and I've cut around it, it's coming off. So what we'll do is we shall add a bit of glue stick to that, and that will hopefully stop that from happening anymore. Right, so I've got a variety of kind of ephemera and stickers that I have cut out, and I'll just use bits and bobs from these as we go on as my kind of focal images. Hold on, that's still not sticking. Right, so first of all let's cut our tags. Not sure what length this is. I think it's something like 5.5 inches. So I'm going to cut my tags at 3 inches wide, and I will start, move them out of the way. I'll start on the hold on, I'm not lacing everything all over the shop here. I'll start on decorating before we decide how we're going to finish it at the top. So I'll move that out of the way again. Right, like a bit of text. So I'm going to put a bit of a book page down. Glue wise, I'll be using this Nouveau Deluxe Adhesive Clear Drying Craft Glue, and I'll probably also use good old Fabri-Tac at some point. So I'll just tear a bit of this first and foremost. I'm going to take quite a long bit. Now, I would quite like a straight edge to go against there, but obviously this is, having just been ripped from the book, it's not exactly at its straightest, so we'll feed it in and we'll try and straighten that a wee bit. I don't want a ton of white space, but I do want to have some. And we'll add that there. Right, so we've cut this paper and we're going to stick it here, and as luck would have it, it's actually quite a good size in terms of the length, because it's exactly what I was looking for. So just put my wee bit of glue on. And try and get it to the side. Now I'm seeing a mark of the glue through this, which is concerning me a wee bit, I have to say. But that's okay, because we can work around it. There's absolutely nothing that's insurmountable when it comes to making tags. Right, we'll add an alternative card, or not card, an alternative paper, on the basis that we want to just make this as interesting as is possible. And now that's overlapping there, but I'll need to cut that. It's fine. I'm going to leave that to dry before I try and cut it, right? Now, over and above this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer on top a piece of washi tape. I didn't bring out every piece of washi tape I have, because there's not really an awful lot of point. I'll just try and have a look at something and use it. This is pretty floral images and some text, and I'm just going to kind of add interest to it by ripping it and giving it a torn edge. Now, as you saw at the beginning, some washi, not all washi is created equal, shall we say that. Some washi is a bit of a nuisance and doesn't stick terribly well. So what you can do is use a glue stick to give it that wee bit extra adhesion, and it's quite useful. Oops, daisy. It really helps. I mean, this actually is quite a good one. This, I think, it probably really doesn't need any extra help, but there's no harm done. And what we'll do is we'll just add it over the side. I'll actually bring it down a wee bit, I don't want it right at the top. down so you can see the text through the washi because it's a white washi. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add something to the top. I'm going to add another washi right across the top. In fact, I won't add it yet because what I'll do first is I'll add some of this floral paper. I don't want any, that's way too much. I don't want straight edges in this. I want to add it in such a way that it covers the pink of the tag. The pink tag itself, I mean obviously you can write in the back of the pink tag, that's fine, it would be quite attractive I should imagine. But it's not necessarily, I didn't necessarily want the pink tag to come through the front. It just happened to be the case that the pink tag and the lilac tag, the pink card and the lilac card I'm using is a bit heavier in terms of its weight, and that's why I wanted to use it than the white card I've been using at the moment. Got a wee washi here, a wee baby wipe, just to take, because I don't want everything sticking. Right, that's fine. Now, what I was going to do was I was going to add, where was it? Here it is. Some more washi right across the top. And the main reason I want to add this washi is when I stuck down that washi, I tore the bottom but didn't tear the top, and to me that's noticeable. I'm not happy with that. It doesn't give me the look I'm looking for. I'm just going to tear a bit of that off, and I don't mind. Obviously this is going to be straight, but that's fine. That's not what my issue was on this particular thing. Right, and we'll stick. This is one of these washes that not all washes were created equal relates to, because it isn't as sticky as some of the other ones. Right, scissors. Found these this morning among my scissors. I don't know, well I do know where they came from. I'm pretty sure it's a set I got in IKEA a while back, but I've never really used these ones. And I think I know why. They're very good. Go to my tried and tested Fiskars on. What's this? So we've got a few layers there, but we're not done yet because obviously we've still got some of the pink at the bottom and we don't want that necessarily screaming through. So what we can do is add another piece of this floral washi and give me the raggedy edge down the side, tear that wee bit off. Nope, not happy with that. You can rub reasonably hard on that to hold it down, and if you want, lift it up and just add at the end there a bit of glue stick to hold that down. flatten it down. You can also go over the top with a glue stick. It doesn't do any harm, it helps ensure it's down. There we go. Cut that off. So that's the basic background layers, if you like, of my tag. Now what I need to do is obviously add my focal images, and I'm going to trim that. So, having completely lost my train of thought because I had to quite literally go to a train, my son he walked in as I was filming there and said, could you take me to the train, give me a lift. He's gone to Edinburgh to see the girlfriend and he'll be back later, and I felt saying, how convenient, thank you darling, thank you for doing that. Your mum likes to be interrupted. Right, so back to the matter. Can't remember the last thing I was saying because I have driven to Hamilton West train station and back. So, need to hope I wasn't saying anything terribly important. Right, so I'm going to cut out my image of my wee lady here for my focal point on my tag. I've got quite into using, after the stamping tags that we did recently, you know, I was using that weathered wooden tattered rose. Was it tattered rose it's called? I think it is. I got into that, and bear with me, I'm going to shut the door because Daisy's at the window and I know she's going to start barking. She's a noisy pup, so she is. Our friends Dougal and Angus and their brother Hugo. She's not so keen on Hugo. Actually, to be fair, I don't think she's overly keen on Dougal and Angus, but when they walk by on their walk, she goes bananas and really starts. Anyway, back to the matter. Aye, the tattered rose, I was enjoying that, but I kind of graduated. I bought another one, Victorian Velvet, and I really like that as well. So Victorian Velvet has been figuring quite highly up my list of distress inks of late. So I'm going to go around my lady with my Victorian Velvet. And the good thing about Victorian Velvet is it goes really well with the pink flowers in a picture. Right, so I'm not just slapping her on here, I want to also, as well as slapping her on, slap on some other stuff in the background. So let's have a wee look at our wee pile of ephemera. That's too big, way too big. These are a good size, and this is the one that I was fixing earlier, which is also a good size. And I've got some more stamps that I cut out. So I think we'll see how those three look. I don't want to use everything because, actually wait a minute, I've got my wee Muxa ladies, I could use them as well maybe. Nah, too much. Right, so basically we've got our background. We can add our wee pieces of ephemera that are in fact vellum stickers and washi stuck on the card, and then we can add our lady, and they'll just be seen and no more, but they all go towards the layered look that we enjoy so much. Now I want to go round, get my Victorian Velvet. I want to go around these. It's on the vellum stickers and the washi, it's not terribly noticeable, but covers the core at the end of the paper, and in that respect it's quite useful. If you, like when I was doing the stuff yesterday with the envelope in particular, I actually did Victorian velvet under the washi. So I did it to the envelope, and you can see a measure of pink coming through quite well. So it's something to bear in mind if you use this method, you know, using up washi and vellum stickers, to maybe do your card with some distress ink prior to sticking your vellum on it. It gives it a nice, just a nice finish, really. And of course you can always use vintage photo. I just fancied a wee bit of a change, and I must admit I do really like, I'm enjoying this wee pink tinge that you're getting from the Victorian velvet. Now I'll do my tag with that once I'm done as well, but we'll stick these things down first. Might stick that one up top because it's quite decorative, this wee bit with the wee typewriter. It's all about creating interest in the background, and having something to look at beyond your focal image, because it's one of these things that I think with these tags, what you like about them is no matter how often you look at it, you feel as if that you're continually finding something new in it, and it's all part and parcel of the interest of collage, to have something new each time you look. And then finally a focal image. Now I've made a point, this one, of not using lace. I think that there's a place for lace. A place for lace, that's a rhyme. There is a place for lace in these tags and collage, don't get me wrong. There very much is, but now wait a minute, I need to find my... You know that way you tidy things up a wee bit and you can't find anything? I'm looking for my acetate, which should be in here. Oh, there's one there. There's a place for lace on tags. Don't get me wrong, I do enjoy it, I do like it, but sometimes you don't need it. Sometimes you can just make a paper tag using paper products, and it's just as nice. The problem with lace is sometimes it can make things so terribly bulky, and while I like bulky, I maybe don't necessarily like bulky to the point that I want eaten up by bulky. You know, sometimes these chunky monkey journals are all very well, but you know, I mean, at the end of the day, if you want to be able to pick something up and carry it about and read it and write in it in particular, having something that's absolutely enormously bulky by 4 ton of lace on it is it's not easy. The other thing, of course, about the lace issue is it can sometimes just detract from everything else, and it's not that easy to get good quality lace. It can be quite difficult sometimes to find it I'm just trimming these edges off to make sure they're completely flush. Right, now we need to turn it into a tag. Move my acetate up, and I think, well, I use this fancy thing, trying to see this crocodile thing. It's not going to make a, it's not going to make a tag in the conventional tag way, but again, it's all part and parcel interest. So I've cut my way, I'll try and get into my drawer. Bear with me, I'm going to move this. Bring that out in case I use it in my next one. Oh, still in shot, okay. Right, so we make our hole on the tag. And I can put my wee, what do you call it, my wee crocodile thing through that later. Right, there's my tag. Give her a wee wipe in my trousers. So there's your layers. Hope you see that okay and you think that's fine. So that's the first of our tags. Let's get ready to do another. We'll use the lilac card this time, although again, I mean, obviously when you're making your, using that for journaling, there's a wee bit of glue in the back, you can write away in the back. Oh wait a minute, I forgot to do my distress. I'm terrible for that, do you know that? For somebody that uses distress ink as much as I do, it's not unusual for me to forget to actually put it on. Washi really doesn't take it well. If you added a wee bit of gesso over your washi, it takes it a lot better. What I'll do is, right, there you go. Can you see the wee pinky tinge? Hopefully. Trying to see if it's in the shot. Right, that's us. So that's our first tag. We'll move that out of the way and we'll go on with the next one. Need to cut it to size. So I like them about 3 inches wide, it's quite a good size. And like I say, I think this is 5.5 long. Oh, do you know what I forgot? Did I touch her face? Hold on to a polisher. I forgot to put in some words. I've got one here that says "My Sweetheart." That's quite a good one to go with this, I think. Be a bit of distress ink around it. And these are self-adhesive, but like everything else in life, I don't think it does any harm to add a wee bit of glue. Just be very careful how much you add, just to hold it down. And I'm not going to do it right in the centre. I want it off a wee bit. There you go. Like that. My sweetheart. Right, back to the matter in hand. Let's get on to the lilac one. Now, couple of wee bits of the ephemera hiding under this. We'll start with our papers again, and we'll use a wee bit of music. In fact, I might use a glue stick on this because it was, oh no, wasn't this? It was quite noticeable, I think it was. We'll use it with the music. This particular glue stick I got just at the supermarket, it's, you know, it's their own make. I'm not a glue stick snob. I don't only go for the fancy ones. Right, and I want some of this German Gothic style text. I really like it. The margins in this book are quite large, so I'm going to chop them down. You can, generally speaking, when you look at the glue stick side, where it's shiny, you put glue, because sometimes the texture of this particular book is quite, well, it's not completely flat, I would say. Right. I like this washi here. It's really nice. The only thing about it is it comes with a backing. I'm just going to rip it to it blends in so much better when things are ripped. They look, there's a natural kind of flow to it, more so than when you're using a straight edge, in my opinion. I mean, my opinion might not be worth a toast, to be fair, but it's covered up most of my music paper, but you can still see the music paper through it, so that's fine. That's the sort of thing we're looking for and what we're aiming for. Now, my flowers in this are yellow, and I'm not entirely sure that they're going to go that great with that paper, so let me see what else I've got on the washi front. We have this, which is, it's kind of like adverts, and it's very thick. not thick, it's very light. So I think what we'll do is we'll use part of it here. Don't want to cover up that nice flower. And again, you're seeing the lilac tag through this. Right, I'm going to add another wee bit of text down the bottom to cover up the lilac. Use my glue stick in this because this is very thin paper. Coming off the edge a wee bit here because actually wait a minute, I think what we want to do here is we want to tail that. I am coming off the edge a wee bit here, but that's fine because I'm going to cut that down. Scissors. Now I've still got some of this, which I'm going to add over the book page at the bottom. Because it's all about the interest level, remember, that your eyes are going to look and see something different each time. Get a wee bit of that lilac that's just completely not covering it with that. I've got some postage tape washi, which can go across, and it basically just looks like there's a row of stamps across it. Now, obviously some folk when they're doing these kind of things tend to go over everything with the likes of matte medium when they're done, or Mod Podge or whatever. Running over it with a glue stick's similarly good. This will, help if I didn't have it all over my finger. Ultimately, obviously it dries, and it dries clear, doesn't cause you any problems, and it just makes sure that everything definitely will be staying down. Just get one wee more bit at the bottom to cover up, and I think what I can do is trying to think. I've got, I think this is Tim Holtz washi tape, and I can just tear a wee bit off. Tim Holtz washi seems to tear really easily, more so than anything else. I'm running that along the bottom there. Yoo-hoo. Right, so what we're looking for next is, obviously we're looking for some more background images before putting ultimately the focal image, where I had a couple of pictures still that I need to cut out. I think we'll use this girl here. I go through phases of using images that have spot colour or are coloured, and ones that are just kind of sepia toned. Both have their place. We'll get her Victorian velveted up before I go any further, because if I don't, I'll forget. Just going to take one of the postage stamps that were, do you know, you're not seeing any ink in that at all. Bear with me. No, that's not it. Got a bottle of washi, washi gesso in here, and it's quite useful for, I'll just put a wee drop out. Don't think I need to use an awful lot. I don't want to use an awful lot. Just want to. I'm going to go over my tag this time as well, because I want you to see the difference this can make to what you do. Right, that looks like an absolute mess, but it's not, because we're going to now take a baby wipe and give it a good wee rub-a-dub. Must have glue in my fingers. They're a surprise. And that will water down that gesso even more. It'll certainly water it down for this. But you'll find I'll let that dry. Now that I've done that, it means it's ready for a layer of distress ink if I want to apply it, and I do in this particular instance. I'm just going to wipe that. Right, you've got to give it a wee minute or two to dry. It shouldn't take very long, to be fair. And if I had a heat gun out, I could run over it. But I don't. So we'll wait. I'll pause the filming. So with a great deal of reluctance, I've brought out the heat gun. I'm just going to quickly go over to dry down both the gesso and the baby white. Oops. That'll do this. Don't you just love that burning smell that you get? Because you've not used it all that often. Right, we'll hope that doesn't fall over. And Daisy will bark at the birds outside. It's not the squirrels that's getting it, it's the birds. Right, I'm going to take the Victorian Velvet and I'm going to actually go over the tag and add some of the colour. Hold on a minute till I get her in. Oh, Daisy, Daisy. Right, Daisy, come here. Come on, in you come. Daisy, come on, in you come. Come on, Baba. Get it. Come on. In you come. She's out there running up and down the fence, barking through at the birds. Oh, she's enough a dog. Right, back to my Victorian Velvet. So basically I'm going over the whole tag this time, and I'm adding, because the gesso is on part of it, the stress ink will stick to the gesso, so you'll get some colour in your whole tag this time. I'm just going round my edges now before I stick down anything else. I'll still to cut the top of my tag. So bear with me. What I'll do is this time, instead of using the crocodile, I'll just do what I always do and use another shop bought tag to give me my corners. Don't want all my tags looking the same. I quite like things to be a wee bit different from time to time. I've got a corner rounder all round the bottoms. Again, it's making the tag that wee bit different. Punch my hole so that I know where I'm going with that. Right, let me show, well wait a minute, hold on, we'll go around these wee bits again. Now that we've put in the edges. Right, so, where did I put that other tag? Where did I put that other tag? Oh, there it's there. Right, if you have a look at the, well, you're not seeing as much of the background in that one as you did, but you can definitely see there's a kind of pinkish tinge to everything now, so that it blends in. Right, let's add some images to this. Where did I put my thingy? I cut out my lady. Oh, there she is. Right, so I've got my lady. I've got, I'm going to use this Moxa image. I think should maybe have put her on pink cardstock, but she's been on white, so she's a bit pale. Go over it, but it's not going to stick unless I actually use some gesso, and I don't really want to start mucking about with this. Nah, I don't think I can use her. She's too pale. I can use the other one because the other one doesn't have any white in it. So we can stick that. Let me see what else we've got here. Right, we're not using that. We can use a stamp. I've got, what's it? Oh wait a minute, hold on. No, I'd used a stamp, didn't I? Forgot all about that. What am I like? What am I like? I can go over this one with the Victorian velvet and it'll put a more of a pink tinge on it than it did the last time. It's not screaming pink, I have to say, but it's okay, it's enough. Did I get rid of that baby wipe? I think I did. Victorian velvet all over my laptop too. Right, not to worry. Right, so we've got Victorian velvet there. We've got another one with a typewriter. I've got, I'm not sure what that is, I think it's some sort of ticket of some description. So we'll use that. And go around these, just giving them a bit of colour with the pink. These are all intended as backgrounds, images in this particular instance, because I don't start sticking. Move the bits out the way that aren't getting used. I've got a wee ticket or something on the floor, I'll pick that up in a minute. Right, so our lady I think will put up quite high this time. Maybe have her peeking out there. I don't want to cover the German writing completely because I do want that still to be seen a wee bit. Stick this one down the bottom. Hold it down for a moment to make sure it's definitely stuck. I want my wee George Washington. I think it's George Washington. My wee George Washington stamp down the bottom. I don't think I'm actually got room for my little typewriter ephemera advert thing, because by the time I've added my wee lady here, it's going to be taking up most of the card. So I'll just put my glue on her. And once I've stuck her on, I'm going to get my acetate over, put it over. Oh, wait a minute, I'm going to put my lid in my glue. Put my acetate on to hold everything down and so that I can press and make sure everything's stuck. And that's us, I think. All we need to do, move these things out the way that we're not using because they can work on another tag. There we go, that's that one done. Okay, And what I'll do is I've got a battery flashing light. So, oops, video is stopping. Hope you like that. I shall come back in a day or so and we'll do some more collages and we'll add lace to those and see how we get on. So thanks for your time and I'll see you all soon. Bye.